Well, guys, today's another one of those days. Those days where you're just trying to have the best time of your life, but then you get hit with some random news and it just shuts down your whole entire mood. But this upcoming news that I'm about to tell you all about is probably for the best. And, for many, I guess. So about a few hours ago, Nintendo tweeted this statement on their Twitter, and I'm going to read it word for word, because I feel it's better that way. Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Super Mario 64. Now that's technically wrong, because the first time he played as Mario was in Mario Teaches Typing, but nobody played that game, or even cares, or talks about it. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It has been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which will be posted at a future date. So, yep, you heard that right. Charles Martinet is officially retiring as being the main voice actor for our lovable red Italian plumber boy. And while this is really heartbreaking, it was pretty predictable as well. Because, well, we obviously have the new Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, releasing in October, which I'm definitely going to play. But many people were speculating that Mario and Luigi had different voice actors in the game, because they sounded a little bit different in the trailer. And most of the Mario lines we've gotten in some of the past games have just been several, reused audio clips. I believe one of Charles' last main roles as his characters was, for mainline Mario, it was Odyssey, fitting, and his last Luigi role was Luigi's Mansion 3. And you could tell Charles was getting a little bit old because Luigi sounded a bit stiff in Luigi's Mansion 3. So yeah, the hints were just practically everywhere that Charles was gonna give in and just retire eventually. And now, we have the actual people giving us the heads up. So I'm making this video as a little tribute to one of our favorite voice actors of all time. Charles, if you're ever watching this video, you definitely gave it your all and certainly gave us one of the best voices for one of our favorite characters. And this may sound a bit silly, but would we be here right now if it wasn't for him? He's been voicing Mario since the 90s, and he's still been going on, and he's never stopped. Well, until now. I guess it's good that he's still somewhat a part of Nintendo, but he's just not for the reason that we think. He's not gonna play as the characters anymore. He's just gonna, be there and just to support them. And that's fine. But it's gonna be pretty difficult to top Charles in his performance. Because for one, he had a whole lot of energy for his Mario voice and Luigi voice, Wario and Waluigi as well, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. So whoever decides to fill in his spot, they are gonna have to do a ton of work. I do know for a fact that they are definitely not getting Chris Pratt to play as Mario. No offense to Chris, he was great as Mario in the movie, but Game Mario, that might not work. I'm just glad that hopefully one day I could be able to meet Charles Martinet in person, because that is one of my dreams that I will not give up on. I would actually just love to have a simple, small conversation with him one-to-one. And I believe his very last role as a character was probably Giuseppe and Mario's dad from, of course, the Mario movie. And it's really ironic how the last line he said as Mario's dad was, "These are my boys! Ha ha ha!" So, yep, pretty fitting, but a little emotional as well. So, Charles, this goes out to you. Thanks for all the wahoos, the yahoos, the it's-a-me's, and just everything you've done for the past several years. I'm sure you were, of course, an idol to many people. And me as well. And as sad as this is, he deserves some time off. And people, of course, overlook the fact that it wasn't just Mario he played. He played as Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, and many other characters as well. But of course, Mario is his more famous and iconic role, and it makes sense. Charles has given us all so much. He's a legend that we did not deserve, but we have him. And I just loved watching those videos where Mario would just like speak in full time and people would just like ask him questions. Like in Nintendo NY, they had this booth where you could talk to Mario and Luigi through a screen, and that was just incredible. We of course can't forget back in 2004 when Mario just straight up roasted the hell out of Sony. What makes Mario stick out from like all the other characters in this world is just because of how lively and energetic he felt. He was just that happy-go-lucky person that you definitely want to hang out with. Well, except in Smash Brothers. And Charles specifically, he knew how to deliver all the lines and just everything Mario has said in the past years. Even if you don't know who Charles is, you've been living under a rock, but like, even if you don't know who he is, you have to admit that he definitely gave it his all. So yeah, this is just like sad. It really is. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just sad, but it's for the best, and we just have to move on. Mario wasn't like Sonic, where Sonic just had like several voice actors in his games for the longest of time. They kept switching after a while, and to be honest, it felt a little inconsistent. As much as I enjoy Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, and Roger Craig Smith, so it was just all over the place. But Charles, he's been the voice of Mario for the longest. He's one of those actors who's been voicing their characters since like almost their debut. I say almost because Mario obviously didn't speak in his first appearance, which was in the Donkey Kong arcade game. His first speaking role was in Mario Teaches Typing, but his actual main role was in Super Mario 64. Then Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, 3D Land, 3D World, Odyssey, and of course you have the spin-offs, the sports games, and the party games. So yeah, Charles, he had a legacy. He deserves every bit of your respect. He's given us so much that it's only fair if we give him something in return. Our love, dedication, and respect. I'm just glad that Charles is still gonna play like somewhat of a role in Nintendo. So we should just be safe and just, proud of that. So replacing one of the best voice actors of all time, that's a pretty big deal. I'm always down for anything that Nintendo has in store, and of course not everything they do is pleasing, but we know for a fact that at some point they'd never let us down. So I'm always excited for any new thing that happens with Nintendo and of course Mario. So we'll just see how things just, plan out for the foreseeable future. So like I said, whoever's going to be the new voice for Mario, they have some pretty big shoes to fill, like many people have said. Best of luck to whoever decides to take over the role. But Charles, nobody can replace you. You brought us one of the best characters to life for like the past several years. And just hearing his Mario voice, how can it not put a smile on your face? Mario's Italian accent is just everything we need. Oh man, Charles, you rock, man. You really rock. So to wrap this up, I brought out the guys and one final goodbye message to Charles Martinet. It's of course not goodbye because he's still here with us, but it's truly the end of an era. Thanks so much for filling the gaps in our souls with just your spectacular voice acting. You gave it your all, and you certainly didn't disappoint. Seriously, Charles, where would we be without you? Thanks for bringing all of our childhoods to life for so many years, and unfortunately, the modern generation of kids won't be able to experience. I mean, they kind of will, but just not as much as we used to. So Charles, good luck on whatever you plan to do in the future, and hope you succeed, and I wish you the best of your life and just everything. I salute to Charles Martinet. Alright everyone, so thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And one more for old time's sake. It's me, Mario! Woohoo!